Greetings and salutations. It is I, Eric J. Chucky, joined as always by my companion, the boy.
No.
Oh, shit. It's the other way around.
It is.
Oh, my bad.
This is why I don't let you do this.
Oh.
You do the end, and you refuse to have a catchphrase anymore, and routinely do something ornery at the end.
It's funny.
And this is funny?
No.
Let us know in the comments if it's funny. Clap. If you clap and believe,
Please clap.
The boy won't die. I am Eric J. Chucky. This is The Boy. This is the Two Nerds Podcast. I have no idea what's on the title card or what is the title of this podcast this week because...
It's a week, brother. It's been a week. It's a big week for me in a real life sense. And we've been kind of busy. So we're going to be talking about news, questions, and a little bit of crumping.
Yeah, not a whole lot else. Well, let's start with the crumping. What's been crumping with you, my guy?
Well, I continue to play Elden Ring again.
Oh.
Because new video games aren't real, I guess. I have so many other video games I could play, and I just keep playing Elden Ring. I bought Shadow of the Erdtree again on PC, unrelated to our ongoing series. On my run I'm running on my own, I had done everything and didn't want to go to New Game Plus yet, so I spent what in the year 2026 is pizza for the gang money on just buying the DLC again on PC so I could play that.
Snazzy. Anything else?
I finished the 6th book of Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Did you hate it?
No, I love it. It's peak. I do the audiobooks, and I can't tell you how much the performance is a part of it. I don't know. I haven't read the books. I've only listened to the audiobooks. But I can tell you I love them. They regularly make me laugh out loud in real life. They regularly make me cry. It's really, really, really well written. But if you don't like lit RPGs, you won't like it.
Speaking of lit RPGs, I've been watching a progression fantasy anime. I'm only a few episodes in, based on, I believe, a light novel called Shangri-La Frontier. While we've got Crunchyroll for the Yu Yu Hakusho request, I figured I'd try some other stuff out, since the scheduling in the Two Nerds household is weird, so I don't have my usual Yu Yu Hakusho time available to me. So, out of all the shows I watch, this is the one that's kind of fit. I don't like progression fantasy usually, and yet, I'm really enjoying this one. I think it's because they don't dwell on the level up. It's just sort of, he levels up, he might mention exactly what he's going for, and then we move along to a silly man who spent his life playing terrible games and beating them out of spite and pride in a AAA top-of-the-line premier VR MMORPG. So it's a lot of, wow, this has a hitbox that I can see where it should be. Spectacular. I've also been working my ass off. I've been playing games and other stuff, but I laid some more heavy groundwork for my eventual science fiction tabletop RPG. Eventually, it will be over on the Patreon. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about? For Crumpin'?
For Crumpin'? No, I pretty much covered all the stuff I've been doing. You know what? I'm still watching Critical Role. I'm still enjoying it. I'm almost done with this week's episode right now, actually. It was 6 fucking hours, so that tells you how much I'm having a good time.
You too can have a good time by heading to our Patreon, not the Critical Role Patreon, if that's even a thing.
No, they have a service called Beacon now. They outgrew Patreon some number of years ago.
All right then. For $1 a month, you get gameplay content a week early. $5, you get Violent Profiles a month early. There's a lot of other stuff on there at various tiers. You can tell us what to podcast about, tell us what to play. I really still am in dire need of renovating that before someone else takes gross advantage. So that could be you. I've also got books. In the link tree in the description are all the links to all these things. I've got, ironically, a lit RPG cozy isekai.
Not a progression fantasy.
Not really, no.
Normally those lit RPG and progression fantasy go hand in hand. I always find it interesting to find the examples of something that is lit RPG without being progression fantasy, because that's very interesting. That's an interesting dichotomy.
And the character quite literally does make progress toward greater power, but it's not...
That's not what it is.
Not what it is. It defies the spirit of progression fantasy. Not intentionally. That turns out that's just how I am. As well as the COLT REGAN series, it's 7 books of what do they call that? Urban fantasy, what I used to dub modern supernatural. There's a little mystery, there's a little horror, there's a little comedy, there's a little bit of everything. We got a Discord. Come check that out. Chat with us. We're always happy to have you. Mostly wrestling content. I think that's everything. I think at 5 minutes, it's time to roll on to the next segment. What do you think?
I think so.
So, I don't know if you guys have picked up on this or not. The clever listeners out there probably already have. Sometimes we do, we say it right in the podcast, we do filler episodes just in case things get hairy. We don't have time to record before it's, time after, especially now, accumulating news and such. Last week was one of those filler episodes. We've got some more sitting around just in case.
You'll see them as they become necessary.
I say that as a prelude to all of this fucking news. This 2 weeks worth of very nude-worthy, goodness gracious, very newsworthy nerd news that we are reacting to. We're a reaction channel now, sort of.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Oh!
I can't even believe. I'm so scared right now, literally.
This is definitely the first time I'm hearing this song. Okay, the bit's over. Let's move on.
I don't watch enough React channels. Anyway. Nerd news. First things first. Mark Hamill is joining the recurring cast of Twisted Metal for Season 3 as Charlie Kane. I can't think of better casting.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Especially if you guys have seen the violent profiles for the first version of Charlie Kane. That's up on this channel right now. Twisted Metal Violent Profiles. Give it a search. He's great. That's the celebrity version of that performance right now in this modern era.
I think it'll be peak. I think it'll be great.
Looking forward to it quite much. James Gunn said that he contacted Jason Momoa to see if he wanted to see who he wanted to play in the DCU. And Jason Momoa texted back in all caps, "Lobo, baby," which I thought was pretty fun. And shortly after, he got a message from Ryan Reynolds, who he had asked if he wanted to be the Green Lantern, which said, "Fuck you." That was just a funny story I wanted to share. Also a little hype for the Supergirl movie. We haven't seen it yet. It's only been opening weekend.
I do plan on seeing it in theaters. We missed Mandalorian and Grogu in theaters. It didn't do well, and it went away before I thought it would. So if I don't want to miss Supergirl. I actually am excited for that movie. I have been saying Jason Momoa should be playing Lobo for almost as many years as he's been saying it. So
yeah, quite thrilling, honestly. I've heard Supergirl is not the greatest movie ever.
Well, I mean, if we're being perfectly honest, Man of Steel wasn't, or not Man of Steel.
No, yeah.
Superman.
Yeah.
That's what it's just Superman? I've already forgotten. The new one.
Yeah, the James Gunn one.
Yeah, it's not the greatest movie ever. It's just a good movie. Sometimes movies can just be good movies, guys. It's fine.
Yeah, I didn't really care for the first half, but it wasn't bad. Moving on, because we have so much news, although we do have so much podcast to fill. Dead by Daylight has been around for 10 years, the asymmetrical horror PvP game.
That is such longevity for a game I have never played, never wanted to play, and don't understand the draw about.
So I actually tried to fire it up this last week because I haven't had we're at the end of the battle pass for season 8.5 of Marvel Rivals. I've filled it out and I didn't buy it, so I can't get the extra currency because I don't care about those skins. Many of them I feel are very ugly. And when I'm ready to cool down, I need something to do that isn't intense or story heavy. So I was like, well, I like the concept of Dead by Daylight in that I get to play all my favorite horror villains, but it's just, the last time I played it was so toxic.
Truly, at this point, all your favorite horror villains. They are the Fortnite of horror movie monsters.
I think they had to cycle out Pinhead or he was never there. I thought he was before, but I didn't see him when I fired it up this time. Although they have Springtrap.
There's another Dead by Daylight that is just also the same game, but I don't remember. what that one was. I think there was like a dedicated Friday the 13th game, and then eventually Jason just showed up in this too.
There has been a dedicated insert horror franchise here game.
That was Dead by Daylight again.
And bizarrely, Dead by Daylight keeps surviving because the graphics aren't that good. The mechanics aren't that good.
But they got the IPs,
They got
baby.
what they need, yeah. So anyway, they're celebrating by finally adding Jason to the game. Because that game went down. And it looks like Scooby-Doo is on the horizon, which is fascinating.
Are you going to get to play the Scooby Gang, or are they going to start putting, like... The Scooby-Doo is like...
If I get to play the Creeper or that one Freaky Phantom... that'd be...
I was literally trying to pull Freaky Phantom, thank you.
I might be conflating a Scooby-Doo Phantom with the Funky Phantom. And anyway, if I got to play the Funky Phantom, that would be... In fact, bring in the whole Hanna-Barbera mystery-solving crew. I want to see Jason Voorhees hang up Speed Buggy on a meat hook.
Yeah, fucking whatever, man. None of it's real anymore. Let's go. I've watched Hatsune Miku Beam like an eldritch horror while writing Godzilla. We're past the edge of the map, okay?
I have no rejoinder. I'm going to move on to the next story. Dungeon Crawler Carl has been greenlit and ordered by Peacock, which is a big get for them. The person doing a lot of the pushing is famous for Ted and nothing else. I've forgotten this man's name.
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane. There's so many MacFarlanes. Yes, Seth MacFarlane.
It's really just Seth and Todd.
I'll get back to you about that.
Okay.
That's awesome. I think he's a great financial backing. I really liked the first season of The Orville. We never watched anymore, but
so there's something. I think Peacock's a weird choice. A lot of what happens on Dungeon Crawler Carl definitely can happen on Peacock.
Twisted Metal's on Peacock, dude.
I mean, you know what? I suppose I don't suppose it'll be anything too plot important that they'll have to cut. I think it's a good call in terms of creator, because Seth MacFarlane can do jokey jokes, and he honestly would be great casting for the announcer if they don't just have the voice actor from the audiobooks do it, which is what I would do. Like for the AI, but he's also got that heart that you see in like the Orville. He can he can treat things seriously when he needs to.
Sure. I think that was what kept us watching Family Guy for a while. Sometimes it's got those episodes with a lot of heart.
So, he's got the mix. He can do jokes. He can be, more sincere. He's a great person to head up a adaptation. I think it is a little the idea of Dungeon Crawler Carl having like a TV adaptation is itself funny.
I've not read anything about the book, so I can't possibly know. I'll probably check it out when it drops. So,
I mean, I hope it's good. I hope it's better than the TV show from one of my other favorite book series. The Dresden Files TV show is not it, Chief.
Yeah, that was a bad idea. It was an okay show, like in terms of just that kind of show.
Which is a bad adaptation.
Yeah, adaptation.
That's basically what I'm worried about. Yeah. Is it going to be a good adaptation?
Time will tell. Twisted Metal ended up pretty good.
Yeah,
so
I think so.
In gaming news, this specific story, we'll switch back to TV news, movie news soon. Super Ukulele Kart from Rare developers, I assume the same team that brought you Ukulele, is going to be reviving the spirit of Diddy Kong Racing. Again, if you watch Violent Profiles, last season we did an episode on Diddy Kong Racing, and I mentioned that it was sad that we didn't have one, and that it would be cool if the people who made Ukulele put one together for us. And the one, it appears to be a coming, so I'll keep my eyes on that. I don't play a lot of kart racers.
You should wish for more things on Violent Profiles, because they keep happening.
Yeah, it's... Yes, that was actually kind of a theme of Season 0. Guys, if you haven't seen Season 0 of Violent Profiles and you want to, it's 4 or 5 episodes, I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's on the Patreon.
I took off YouTube. Yeah, it's at the $1 tier on the Patreon. Just go check it out. Go to my Patreon and search Season 0. That should pop it up for you. Other news, we are getting a Powerpuff Girls animated movie from Warner Brothers.
Okay. It's not exactly a terribly difficult concept. I trust you. You can...
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you don't do well, but I trust you.
We'll see. There's actually no deal in place yet. I see now, looking at the news article I shared. So it may never come to fruition, but they're trying. They're trying to get that to happen, which makes sense with their previous statements that they wanted to use their flagship properties and try to make hay out of them. I watched the trailer for Stuart Fails to Save the Universe.
Is this Stuart from The Big Bang Theory?
Yes.
This is on HBO Max.
Yes.
What I'm gonna be honest, in all the news, I missed this. What is the deal? What's going on?
So you and I watched Big Bang Theory, I think about 60% to 75% of the show.
Yeah, basically. Until the Flanderization got harsh enough that we had to leave.
Yeah, it just wasn't fun anymore. And in hindsight, I don't know how I ever enjoyed it, much like How I Met Your Mother. But they did a spin-off that was about young Sheldon.
Which was simultaneously the most cynical sounding shit in the universe and also incredibly genuine and heartfelt.
And they're currently in the middle of a spin-off about Sheldon's parents when they were younger. When they
so
first
we're just
got
going
together.
to infinitely regress back into the beginning of time in the Big Bangiverse?
So this
until
is...
the Big Bang?
Stuart Fails to Save the Universe, which I'd heard about months ago and was like, wow, they just keep making those, huh? And then I finally saw the trailer for it. It's a dimension-hopping apocalyptic race against time where a handful of nerds are literally trying to save the universe.
So, in the universe of the Big Bang Theory, Stuart is the isekai protagonist?
Well, and Brian Posehn.
Okay.
Yeah, I recommend y'all check out the trailer. It looked better than I thought. I mean, it had to have looked better than I thought it would have, but I was genuinely kind of surprised. I might check it out. Probably will. At least give it one episode. People slightly younger than me.
Honestly, Stuart is a really good isekai protagonist.
He's very normal.
He's a complete friendless loser with like no prospects who could reinvent himself by traveling to a different dimension. That's so many isekai protagonists.
These guys have their finger on the pulse. Dude, young Sheldon did numbers.
Like I said, it sounded like a cynical cash grab, but if you actually watch it, it's incredibly heartfelt and sincere.
Speaking of heartfelt and sincere, one hopes.
I don't think so, brother.
They're doing a Magic School Bus movie. Legendary is. And Elizabeth Banks will be playing Miss Frizzle.
I am scared.
Of ghosts?
Of this. I have nothing particularly against Elizabeth Banks. I have nothing particularly for Elizabeth Banks. Magic School Bus is not the kind of thing I think will do well with a live-action adaptation.
I think if they use one of the bigger plots, like Inner Space, or, something like that, or if they do a bunch of hopping, a la future beloved television series, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe,
yeah.
I think there might be something there. I don't know that I would see this in theaters, first of all, because this isn't my nostalgia.
Honestly, we'll know if it's good when the trailer drops.
Yeah.
Because you'll see Elizabeth Banks play Miss Frizzle, because it really is writing on her.
Yeah. We also have Thundercats is something else Warner Brothers is trying to get a movie out of.
Best of luck to them.
That sounds exciting.
They keep fucking making Thundercats shit, and it keeps not going well.
They keep trying to reinvent the wheel, but if they follow the overwhelming success of the He-Man film, I think they'd have something. All I've ever seen are mostly positive reviews of it. Nice. I didn't check how it did financially. You can look into that while I talk about the next story if you really want.
I'm okay.
All right, nobody cares. Let us know in the comments. Did He-Man do well financially? Jermaine Clement and his collaborators are working on a What We Do in the Shadows movie. I think I also saw they're doing a series maybe, with the werewolves, and there might be an animated continuation of the original TV series.
Which we watched.
Yes, which we watched.
I still don't think you've ever seen the original movie.
I haven't. It was off of all of the streaming things I had access to by the time I
I mean, you watch the TV show, you got the vibe.
Yeah, I got the vibe. That's pretty exciting. I like that world. I don't like every joke, but I'd say a good 70% of them.
It's got a good batting average.
Yeah, it's got a good batting average. Thrilling news for people who like silly vampires. We also have another video game coming out. This indie game caught my eye. It is called Knock Off: The Battle for Imagination. It is a fighting game that definitely does not feature your favorite characters from the 80s and 90s.
This is great. This is a great bit. This is truly a funny idea.
It's got definitely not He-Man, definitely not Skeletor.
Definitely not the Street Sharks.
Yes, absolutely not Ninja Turtles. I think there's some sort of Care Bear-ish thing there. Expect to see an episode of Violent Profiles on it in a couple years, I guess is what I'm saying, unless it takes off so hard that it makes no sense for me to do one. This is something you were pretty excited about. You exclaimed.
Look, Gendy Tartakovsky is making a Conan the Barbarian animated series.
Kind of said that on a beat.
You guys, it's the fucking series he was born to make. He was put on this earth to do a fucking true to the books adaptation of Conan the Barbarian.
That is pretty exciting. I think Conan's a pretty cool character, so I'm looking forward to that.
I cannot tell you how appropriate. I'm actually really excited for this because I trust this creator to understand Conan in a way that like the Schwarzenegger movies simply don't.
They were still fun movies.
They're fun. They're good. I like them, but they're not good adaptations.
No. Jason Momoa one was way more accurate.
It was a much better adaptation, and it failed.
We have a new live theatrical event, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Live on Stage, celebrating the Ouch, My Heart, My Soul 40th anniversary of the iconic 1987 animated series. That's how curious and interesting. I remember the Out of Their Shells tour.
So long as it's not on ice.
No, you don't do an ice show these days. That's not how that works. Yeah, I remember the Coming Out of Our Shells tour, and it had like a stage show around it. So could it be as delightfully bad as Spider-Man Bring Back the Dark or whatever the fuck it was called?
Didn't like that kill 3 people or some shit like that?
I think it was cursed, yeah.
Oh.
More thrilling, not a joke. We've got a trilogy of animated movies coming about legitimately my favorite storyline in all of Batman.
Ladies and gentlemen, they made The Dark Knight Returns, and that went well. So now they're taking a bigger risk. They're making Nightfall.
I'm not usually the kind of person, Cyclops a little bit weirdly, who gets excited seeing The Suit. But you guys just have no idea how much in my preteen years I thought Nightfall Batman, Night Quest Batman, whichever you want to call it, looked amazing. Looked so cool.
It's the most 90s thing.
He was edgy as hell. He shot bat shurikens. And I love it, as we've said before on the podcast, so I won't dwell too long. I love Jean-Paul as Batman because he doesn't get it. He's basically what if really dramatic Frank Castle decided to be Batman. He's such a great thing to have in the Batman universe because he's an in-universe example of the kind of people who say, "Why don't you just shoot the Joker?" Those people, this is you. That's you who you are. And it's going to tell such a great tale, I hope. I hope he keeps his hallucinations. I think it's an update of the story, too. Because I think the Robin here is Damian. And it's post-Wienerdom Damian.
Oh, he's gotten a lot less insufferable in the last couple of years.
He really has. Now, I might just be wrong about that. But the whole thing has me very excited.
You know, it's comics. Eventually, it all gets pulled forward by the liquid timeline into being one sort of...
Do you think we're ever going to have a Robin named Scooty?
Probably many years after we're dead.
Oh, man. I wanted to hear like a real good bad voice. Come on, Scooty. Scooty, get in the Batmobile. Scooty. DC stuff continued. We're getting more animated stuff. Joker Laugh Riot. I don't know what that is.
I don't know either. They keep trying to make things where Joker's the main character. Stop that. It misses the point. Talking to you, Harley Quinn show.
Excuse me. They're series. Joker Laugh Right's a series. I liked Harley Quinn show. I just stopped watching after a certain point. And I don't remember why. I think the tone of the humor just kind of fell off for me. A Crypto series, that's probably for kids, I'd imagine,
gonna be
given
adorable.
the logo. And Absolute Batman.
Which is not going to be for kids.
No.
That kills people, Carl.
I am not bought into the Absolute Universe hype.
I'm actually inverse bought in. I am already so tired of everything from the Absolute Universe, and I think I honestly, genuinely, I think I'm in the wrong. I think I'm being an old man. But I am, in fact, an old man.
I think, I'm glad people are enjoying it. Let me put it that way. It seems like it's just a fresh take on the idea that, yeah, it's gritty and it's edgy, but it's drawing people in comic book form.
Yeah, people are buying comics.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, it's not all bad.
This I thought was fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Bound by Blood is Vampire the Masquerade in 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons.
Yeah, D&D 5e, D&D in general, always kind of seeks to be GURPS. They want to be, if you need to do a role-playing game, just do it in D&D, it's fine. D&D's not for all things, guys, but the D&D doesn't want you to know that.
Well, but I don't want to play World of Darkness. I don't really
neither,
like
dog.
dice pool systems. So if I can see and be inspired by the way they translate, basically they're bringing in a new class with subclasses for each of the vampire families, the most popular ones. I don't know what we're at right now. I don't know which ones are canon anymore. And then a bunch of feats.
Fucking Malks are gonna be there, okay?
I don't know if they're around anymore.
They're too iconic.
I don't know if they're around anymore. I think they might be too iconic from the 90s. They switched things up 15 years ago. But I am interested. I think it's a cool idea. I think it's a wonderful crossover of role-playing things. And you know what? D&D is struggling to have an identity. It's why they were such assholes with the Pinkertons and all that in the first place. Why they tried to suck up all their own IPs that aren't actually their IPs.
Basically, the only profitable section of Hasbro anymore is Wizards of the Coast. So, everybody at their corporate offices has like a constant bloodhound up their asshole going, money, where's the money?
Well, and it's not it's the Magic the Gathering side of Wizards that's popular. It's not.
Yeah, but the Hasbro people don't know or understand that.
Right. And D&D has been struggling to keep themselves, it's popular, but you buy the books and then you're done.
Yeah, it's always been a problem with tabletop RPGs as a capitalistic product for profit.
As someone whose career is writer, yeah, people just buy the one book and then they're done. You got to make another book.
They tried to make it a subscription service by making D&D Beyond a subscription service, and basically the vast bulk of the D&D playing populace went, well, we're not fucking doing that, dum-dum. So they gotta pivot. They gotta find a way to turn it into cardboard crack like Magic the Gathering.
I'm excited for this. I'm going to try to keep my eyes open and when that drops,
I hope it's good.
Yeah, I like reading rules sometimes.
I play Wizards and Whites now.
Wizards and Whites, which you can find at my Patreon. I believe it's the $10 tier. It might be the $15 tier. Either way, subscribe, and you can just download all those rules, and then you have them. You won't have any of the updates.
You literally will do the thing.
Yeah, you will buy the book once and then move on with your life. I'm not mad at you for it. That's
just reality.
It's just reality. Final nerd news story that we are going to react to. Well, not me, mostly you. Starfire is getting her own series, I believe.
Awesome. Great. Happy for Star.
Coming back to do the theme song is Hi Hi Puffy Ami Yumi.
Perfect. No notes. This is who you want to do a Starfire TV show theme song. If any of the members of the Teen Titans get their own TV show, Hi Hi Puffy Ami Yumi should do the theme song for it.
I think out of all of them,
maybe not Cyborg,
Starfire is the right one to have that specific theme song.
Beast Boy, but that's
Beast Boy also could be, yeah, that's true. All right. Anything that you have, like a surprise story you have in your pocket or something?
No, I feel like we it's all the news that's fit to yap.
Is that our catchphrase now? Did you do that just now?
What? No, I was just saying stuff.
It's wrestling news time again.
Ain't much of it.
Especially because we're not watching it. There's in fact an AEW pay-per-view going on as we're recording this.
And we're talking to you guys instead, if that tells you anything.
Yeah. So you also know when we recorded this, it was a Sunday night, depending on your local time. We watched a little bit of AEW this month, but it just wasn't.
We gave it a shot. We went back. We watched it. Failed to grab us, so it's back on the back burner until basically until the lead up to Wembley. I'm already pre-invested on Wembley. I'm gonna watch that.
This is the first time I've stopped watching a wrestling federation because I don't care about the cast anymore, and no other reason.
It's not like they did anything bad as a company.
No.
It's not like we disagree that vehemently with any of the creative decisions. I mean, I do with one, but like at the end of the day, I'm a grown man. I need to. It's not that big a deal. But it's just okay. I'm done. You guys aren't doing anything that I find interesting or entertaining. I'm leaving.
Well, all of the guys I like are either gone or in Ring of Honor
Or WWE.
That's what I mean by gone.
Uh-huh.
Jack Perry, for example, has not re-signed his contract to the public knowledge as of recording.
My scapegoat, if you leave, brother, please don't go. Please stop. No.
I just don't. I can't. Well, how many more bald guys with beards are they going to cram in this fucking federation who were huge in Japan? I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of it.
The bald men will continue until morale improves.
That's what's deproving morale. I digress. We do have 2 news stories to share. One's a little more about video games, but it is very wrestling related. But let's start with the first one. That is over the weekend at Night of Champions in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. WWE put the main belt on Sami Zayn in a match that included Cody Rhodes and Gunther.
Okay. Bold choice, given the timing and location.
You know, a couple of years ago, we talked about, you were an advocate for putting the straps on the Scissor Boys. What were they called?
The Acclaimed.
The Acclaimed. I thought it was a bit early. I would have waited a pay-per-view cycle. WWE has gone past what I would consider was the wisdom date. I would have put this belt on Sami Zayn if you wanted to strike while the iron was hot, like 3 to 6 months ago.
It is a little late, or several years ago.
Or several years before that.
He's gotten hot enough to be world champion a few times, actually. I'm very disconnected from, the WWE at this point, but guys, it seems like it's a little late, and even I can tell that, and that doesn't bode well. Beyond the bold choice of doing it when you did it, I feel like maybe that was the wrong call. I feel like maybe Gunther was probably the call. But, whatever, I'm happy for Sammy. Good for him. He's finally got the belt.
Yeah, I certainly don't want to take anything away from him.
Canadian boyhood dream come true.
Isn't it great when that happens? The other news I have is about our future on this channel. And something exciting. I do need to apologize for those of you who care. And I know you're all watching right now.
I mean, if they're gonna be, it's now. It's the wrestling.
It's time, yeah. Well, we went away from Journey of Wrestling.
We had played a bunch of it, and well, a part of it was fatigue. I won't lie, but part of it was also that the game seemed like maybe it was abandonware.
Yes, the creator had not updated in. At the point we stopped, I think it was about a year, maybe a year and a half. And until recently, we were closer to 2.5 years. But he came back, and he said that he had a renewed vigor toward the product.
Plans on some new updates. He's got things together in such a way as he feels like he can make more of the game again. And I'm, like, very excited to see a creative hop back on that horse.
So consider this our official announcement. We will be, after Final Fantasy IV, coming back to Journey of Wrestling 4. We'll call it a season. I don't know how long that lasts now. It's not like our creative muscles have been fully replenished. There are only so many times you can book Kane to do something. But
I want to incentivize more of the kind of thing like the guy from Journey of Wrestling getting his groove back. So for whatever amount of clout we have in that arena, and we had some Journey of Wrestling videos that had some decent views, I want to help.
Yeah, I'm actually considering doing a giveaway. I haven't got the specifics of it done yet, but a small one, obviously. I'm not a very big channel. But that's exciting news. It's uplifting news. And, we need that in wrestling sometimes. So kudos to you, Maheen. I'm honestly not sure. That's the problem with text-based names. Last but not least, because it's the other half of the show, it is time for Mail Fraud, where we steal questions from a
various
source
places
that the boy forgot to get accreditation on from the internet.
Once again, did not forget, I purposefully did not grab it because when I do crimes, I do not sign them. I'm not the Riddler.
Well, mine is basically a really recent version of Defunctland now, because I stole mine from the All Elite Arcade Wrestling video game podcast.
Oof, that hurts.
They're not back yet. They might be eventually. I think what's going on is AEW's doing a lot of inner restructuring because of current network deals going on. So they were told, I believe Brian Eno, Evil Uno finally came out and said that the podcast is on hiatus. They were told not to do it anymore for now, and so they aren't. Which is sad because I do like those two fellows. But actually, Evil Uno and the Chugs were at least part of the commentary team for the recent 22-plus hour Infinite Royal Rumble. Infinite Battle Royal, they probably called it. Which is Brian Eno and Evil Uno's annual... I've said his name how many times? Why is this a problem now?
Sometimes it's like that.
It's his annual cancer fighting charity event. They are the longest Rumble in history, again. And I guess so many people with the Batman, several Spiders-Men. Yeah, so check that out if you want. And Cole is there doing commentary for at least part of it. We do love Adam Cole, baby.
He's genuinely one of the nicest fucking people.
I would love him a lot more if he would finish playing fucking Silk Song and get back to Final Fantasy VI. Thank you. So let's steal a question from them in celebration. Gosh. Are there any games you won't play because of something you fear?
I don't know.
That's from Gage?
Gage.
Gigi? Gigi?
I'm gonna go with Gage.
Gidget? Bridget?
I don't think so. I don't have the phobias I had. I did a lot of work to get over. I did have some when I was a younger man and a child. But like I genuinely put in the work to, exposure therapy myself through them. So I don't really have a game that I'm not willing to play because, oh no, too spooky.
I have two different answers, amusingly. I don't really play horror games anymore. Not that I won't. I like Phasmophobia a lot, for example, and that game is pretty spooky. But I just don't gravitate toward them. Even if I see a cool one, I just saw one today. Let me grab the name of it real quick. Last Harbor. It's not out yet. It was on my Steam queue. But you navigate an archipelago. It's sort of a literally survival horror game because there's survival mechanics to it. And there's zombies around. And it looks cool, but I probably won't play it just because I don't like being startled.
Yeah,
it's not like
Observation Duty.
Sure, yeah, and that's kind of. I actually beat Observation Duty 4 this last week, so that's something.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, I did finger guns. You heard them. I don't know. You can't see them. I'm not animating that. I even have like the sprites of me doing finger guns on hand. I'm just not going to do it.
No, that's not worth.
So yeah, I'm probably not going to play that, even though I think it looks really cool. But I do play games where my fear of heights gets triggered. Especially in more detailed games, weirdly in Minecraft a lot. But like Elden Ring, some parts of Skyrim, especially the more recent versions of Skyrim, I will see that drop and I will get the feeling in my chest that I get when I see that in real life. But I still play them.
I guess the only thing I could say is there might be some games I don't play because I don't want to find out they were shit. And I was just a child.
Oh, I think that's part of what's kept you from Veilguard, right?
I think probably.
Yeah,
I think probably I don't want to go, oh no, was Dragon Age bad?
Well, or more so, what did they do to my boy?
Yeah.
Look how they massacred my boy. To your anonymous source, should shows always stick the landing, or is the journey enough? What an intriguing question. I would love to give credit.
No.
But you're a nasty little thief man.
And I intended to. So...
What is kayfabe anymore?
I've just shot someone and I did it on purpose. Yes, obviously. What the fuck? Yeah. No, if a show is really, really good, and then the landing is shit enough, it ruins the show retroactively.
I don't know if that's 100% the case.
It is the 100% the case if the ending is shitty enough.
Well, that's fair. But, okay, so here's a couple of examples, right? There's no part of me that's going to go back and watch Game of Thrones. I didn't even finish watching Game of Thrones.
No, you cut out about a season before everyone else went. You were the canary. I should have listened. I should have stopped when you did, if I'm being honest.
It might have been 2 seasons, but, that's more that I realized I wasn't having a great time.
It was one. For one of those seasons, I was on copium, and the other season, I knew what was. I
see. I understand. But How I Met Your Mother, we talked about earlier, the reason I can't go back to that isn't the terrible finale. There was a lot of show before that 2 shitty episodes. It's that going back and watching it again, having aged slightly, I realized that Ted is kind of a douche. And I don't mean like he's a loser. I mean like he's like a selfish asshole. But not that much, but enough that I don't want to watch it.
He's a sitcom protagonist. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. It broke the glass for me. But
I'm so glad that I have enough millennial cringe built into my soul that I can watch Friends. Because it would be very possible to go back and watch it and go, I think Chandler might be the worst person alive.
That's helped a little bit by it being from an older era. We go, these guys are being kind of insert your trouble here. But we can roll past it because it was a long time ago and we didn't know as better.
Whereas How I Met Your Mother has
literally
the terrible George Carlin curse of how can you be nostalgic for a concept like a little while ago?
Yeah, well, and literally the person who lived with us after the show was over, I don't think a month went by, started rewatching it again, and I was like, oh, I hate this guy, actually.
Yeah, he sucks, though.
Yeah, he's kind of a jerk. And then there's stuff like, not something I watched on purpose, but the Carnival episode of American Horror Story. Now, we never watched the finale.
We did. We watched the finale. There are, some people say there are other episodes. Those people are liars and frauds. There is no actual finale in Ba Sing Se.
And I mean, in that vein, I believe you did watch something that happened after the finale of Original Scrubs. And you have gone back since and watched Original Scrubs just fine several times, one of which I was there.
Shit enough, you see.
Yes, so there's a qualifier. They don't always have to stick the finale, but they need to not fuck it up that bad.
You can land the plane and the wheels come off and you scrape the tarmac and maybe the wing breaks. But if you plow into the side of a fucking mountain, it's gonna put a damper on the memories of the fucking flight.
Poetry, as always. Let's go from this section of questions from All Elite Arcade. Timo. Not the League of Legends champion. This is spelled Timo. Asks, I'd love to hear your thoughts on why Sonic couldn't keep up with Mario. I assume they mean, like, financially, in the gamosphere, not in a race, Sonic would smoke Mario.
Sonic would smoke him.
Yeah.
Low diff, no diff, actually. I mean, it's all down to really simple stuff. Shittier console, marketing that is much less timeless and much more dated, and crappy games. Sonic kept making shitty games.
Yeah, still to this day, most of the Sonic games aren't very good.
And most Mario games are pretty goated.
Most Mario games are fucking incredible.
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, you gotta make good video games, guys.
And I mean, if you look at the way Sega handled their business, on Violent Profiles, please watch my other show. On Violent Profiles, I should be doing this the other way around, honestly. Everybody watches Violent Profiles. Fewer people watch here. And we appreciate
love each and every one.
Yes, absolutely. I'll kiss each of you on your foreheads digitally. Oh, I can do what the VTubers do. We can just get a picture of my little possum PNG, and I will bend over the screen or whatever and just hit you on the head with it, and that's my little kiss.
There you go.
You let me know if there's a convention near you that wants to pay me to be there.
If that's how it finally pops off. You possum VTuber?
Yeah.
Fucking A. That's great.
I'll take it. Who cares? They're brilliant. They don't get the con crud. Back to the question at hand. Sega fumbled the ball purposefully like 8 times in a row.
They really did. They had it in their hands and they spiked that shit on the ground and said, I need that. Yeah, you did.
Genesis was great. The Game Gear was not. But that was a handheld. That could have been recoverable. The 32X, the Genesis's hat, was not spectacular. A lot of people were confused by it. They didn't want it. The Saturn might as well have been from Saturn. People talked about it, but it just didn't have the power. And then Dreamcast came out, and as much as people of a certain vintage
it's me. He's been talking about me.
Thrilled, well, and other people from like my age, feel very nostalgic about the Dreamcast era. And I will agree that I think on average, a Dreamcast game looked so much better than a PlayStation 1 or N64 game.
Yes, you're right. They did. A lot better. It was astounding, the difference.
They just took better advantage of art design, if nothing else. It wasn't enough.
No, you made shitty games, and you made a shittier console, at least a couple times.
All right, the Dreamcast thing was partially not actually Sega's fault. It was that Luke Skywalker, known pirate, came in and found an open blast port, a very small one, on their Death Star.
Yeah.
And then bleamed all up in that thing, and it was over. It was done.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. I think I'm kind of happier to live in a world where I don't have to buy a different fucking console to play Sonic games.
Yeah, look, and Sonic has an incredibly successful movie franchise.
Oh, yes.
And so many successful TV shows. And he's got a whole big comics run, and he's not doing bad for himself. But in terms of not being able to keep up with Mario, it's just because his games were shittier.
It's kind of funny, too, because Mario's movies aren't as good.
No, they are. The Sonic movies are way better than the Mario movies. Feel free to fight me. You're wrong.
Mario hasn't had a TV show since the late 80s, early 90s. He doesn't have comic books anymore. That was short-lived. Sonic has really been doing media domination everywhere Mario had. Now, Mario had some Japanese comics. I've read them. They're
weird.
A little childish. But, I think Sonic's doing okay. Thank you for your concern, Timo.
But Sonic is fine.
Yeah. Hey, in the comments, if you haven't already, let us know your Sonic OC. Wouldn't that be cool? What's yours?
Engagement is good.
What's your Sonic OC?
I don't have one.
This is so easy. I spoon-fed it to you. It's a black robot with some green accents made by Dr. Robotnik.
Oh, you know what? I always pictured mine as being made by Dr. Wily, I guess.
He's very Wily coded. Probably because I drew him.
Yeah.
But, and my Sonic OC, I was, if I made one today, yeah, probably a possum. But I made a couple when I was a kid. It was before the Sonic comics were super huge, so they weren't like that. But I had a porcupine named Pork with a Q.
No, that's great.
Yeah,
that's a great name for a Sonic OC.
That's child me. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, as usual. We might see you next week live. You might get old content from us from a couple months ago.
It kind of depends on how the week goes.
It certainly does indeed. But you know who we're always grateful to have around more than other people because of the money they give us?
That is how it works.
It's our Trash Elite, Rob and a guy from Ohio, as well as Passion Killer 711 DG, Kitty Holbrook, Drake Starstorm, and Destrucity KTL. Do you have any closing words for us?
Once again, I don't really have anything clever to say.
All right, God damn it.